This is absolutely Essendon, and it's our round 11 game preview against the West Coast Eagles. That's right, we're heading across the Nullarbor, and I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit nervous about this game.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the Dons have a history of...
With good reason too. I think this is what you call the classic banana skin game, right?
Right.
Yeah. On paper, it should be a W.
Right.
In reality, it could be an L. And we've got recent form in that regard.
We've got so much recent form, coming off like a big high. Essendon.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen them then just drop a game? We're like, what is going on?
Do you want me to tally those up? All right.
It's just... So I'm just a little bit edgy.
I
have not mentally banked anything, just so you know, football gods.
Well, look, I think a week is a long time in football is a common catch cry.
Well-worn term.
Let's just, we're going to have to move on from the heroics of last weekend's Dreamtime game and, not get ahead of ourselves and just think about what's at stake here, because I think what's at stake here is the opportunity for us to make finals football.
Yeah.
And we've got a run of games coming up. We've been to hell and back in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
We have.
And it starts to get a little easier. No game is easy. There you go. I'm already being complacent.
Yeah, you're cocky.
Yeah, it's going to be
hubris.
We should be winning every game from here on in, right? No. So this is one of those games where, I've already read in forums, the bomb of rabbit hole that you can go into on Facebook.
It's a deep hole.
I reckon 120 points this week.
You don't want to be saying things like that. No. You don't, because West Coast would have been a bit humiliated by the Hawks.
Yep.
They weren't playing at home. They're now going to be playing at home.
That's right.
So they're going to put up a bit of a fight.
They will. I mean, they've got to respond for a start. And there's always, look, it's very narrow margins at an elite level in sport.
Yeah.
You could be 2-3% off your normal game.
I'm a big believer
and they're
in that.
2 to 3% back on.
I'm a big believer in that.
You can very quickly find yourself in a bit of a bind. So I'm sure that the coaches at Essendon, the Brad and the assistant coaches, are no doubt getting that message across. That forget about Richmond. We move on. Now we plan our next attack, and it's to me going over to Perth. It's like you're piling the team together for a trip to the front line,
right? So you think they're excited to go, or there was some thinking? Yeah,
look, there'd be some trepidation going to Perth. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Now, because you weren't that complimentary of Brisbane. So
true.
What are your thoughts on Perth?
Well, as it turned out, I was quite right about Brisbane. Never want to go there, and look what happened when we did. Right, Joey Danaher. Move on. Anyway, Perth is a slightly different kettle of fish.
Is it?
Or bucket of sand.
Right.
That's about all you'll see over there is a lot of sand.
Got a lot of stuff underground.
Yeah, they do actually. Yeah, and they're bitter about that because
Why?
80% of Australia's wealth comes from Western Australia, and us greedy Eastern staters are sucking the lifeblood out of it.
Sticking our snout in the trough.
We're not the most popular.
Is it 80%?
A lot.
Is that they said research?
Yep, the very famous research.
I'm pretty sure
they said,
but there's a lot of stuff there.
Anyway,
all right, fair
that's
enough.
Another story.
Okay.
But you're going to Perth. Look, it really doesn't matter where West Coast are on the ladder. They're always going to be a challenge for any team visiting them.
I feel like you're just saying this, but you don't really believe it.
No. Is it that obvious? Is it? I'm trying to be.
All right, no,
I'm trying to be humble.
No, I know. All right, okay.
So I've had some criticism about my lack of humility.
Right, and rightly so.
So I'm just trying to be humble.
No, but you're right. We do need to be careful. So,
okay.
What's happening with? Because what's happening with our ins? Are there any?
Are we going there already?
Yeah, I just want to go.
We're jumping straight to the ins?
I want to go. I
thought we were going to talk about Craig Vozzo. Is it Vozzo or Vozzo?
Vozzo. Well, if he's running with the Italian pronunciation.
So Craig Vozzo,
from an administration point of view, he came from West Coast.
There's two ways of looking at this.
Right.
There's two ways of looking at this, right?
I think I know the two ways.
Vozzo,
now, just so you don't know, he's our Essendon CEO.
He was the general manager of football operations.
A very quiet, flying under the radar, not self-promoting CEO.
No Xavier Campbell, right?
Okay, all right, yes.
Anyway, Craig Vozzo, there's two ways of looking at this.
Right.
He was either a genius that led the West Coast Eagles to their magnificent 2018 premiership.
Yes, he did.
Or he was an absolute incompetent idiot, because let's have a look at the state of that team today.
Right.
So you can decide yourself which role he had to play.
I hope it's the former.
In the Eagles.
For our sake, I hope it's the former.
Yeah,
not
I
the
do
latter.
too, because they're in pretty bad shape. I've heard the game's being moved from Optus Stadium to the Sir Charles Gardner Hospital to accommodate their playing list, which are entirely injured. I don't think they've got a healthy player on that list at the moment.
You know, we whinge about our injuries, but they got some issues.
Look, yeah, I mean, what do you put it down to? I think they've got like 20
Have they been
players.
training at the hangar?
They may have, actually.
Did they pop in?
may
Did
have.
they?
There you go.
Remember when? Don't dick around with the tech
You've
stuff.
got to watch the technology.
No, but do you remember when Adelaide came over and used the hangar? Was that? Oh, that was in the middle of the COVID thing. Yeah, that's right. They were using the hangar to train.
Well, they had 4 knee reconstructions straight
They
after
did,
that.
yes.
But anyway, the
6
Eagles are,
ACLs.
I mean, their injury list, it's longer than the Bible. There is so many. It'd take you a couple of days to read through that list.
Yeah.
So look, let's not pretend if we don't win this game, there's something seriously wrong with our football club.
Right.
I doubt that's going to be the outcome. I think we should be looking
Okay.
forward to a solid victory. But
All right.
nothing is a given in a 2-horse race.
Sure.
Am I correct in saying that?
Yep. No, you're right. As my mum always says, they've all got 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yep. Well, unless you're playing the Tasmanian side. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Too early for that gag?
Yeah.
Too
You got to
soon.
wait. That's a 2026 gag.
All right, so let's look at the ins and outs now that we've
Yeah.
covered off the Craig Votso point on our running sheet.
Right. Who do you think will be coming in? Because we're guessing, of course, because this is going up before the team is announced.
No, but I've had some pretty hard intel on
You've
this
got the
one.
word
Yeah.
coming down the wire.
Yeah, there's no doubt there's going to be a couple of changes. Andrew Phillips will be out.
He won't stay in.
No, I know it's hard to believe.
I just
He
thought,
had that massive possession game against Richmond.
Yeah, but just at the...
But what a possession it was.
It was a sweet
Game-turning.
possession. It really
Game
was.
turning.
What he did with that possession.
Yeah, well, he actually clanged it.
All right,
from
so
memory.
you think that will be it? No more patience from Brad Scott?
it's-
You think?
Look, no.
You think? You're
Yep.
comfortable?
Andrew
All right.
Phillips, once again, thank you for your service. Also, I think going out will be one of Davey or D'Ambrosio. I feel that's Davey might need to be managed a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll
That could
see.
be a fair guess.
Yeah, and I think Kelly will be back from concussion
Oh, he will?
protocols,
Oh.
which again bolsters what is already a pretty solid defensive unit.
Shield?
Don't know is the answer there. I mean, I would expect so because he was apparently very close to playing against Richmond.
Yeah, so you would think.
So
You
yeah,
would think.
good one, Shield. That's a good get.
Right, okay.
And I have a feeling Brian may come in if Phillips goes out. So
Right,
Brian might
right.
get a run for the first time this year. I'm really,
Okay.
if he does, I'm looking forward to that because
Right.
I'd love to see a future where Brian and Draper form that fantastic ruck combo.
Yeah.
and we've got 8 to 10 years of those two.
Yeah.
In the ruck could be very good for us. So that's probably about it.
Right.
I think there wouldn't be too many other changes coming off a great victory last week.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. And the Weagles, well, they're just...
Well, who knows?
They're on struggle street.
Yeah, they're collecting names from around the suburbs of Perth for anyone who's interested in playing in an AFL game.
Right.
They're welcome to put their hand up.
Yeah. Conscription.
And, come
Yeah.
and join them down at the hospital at Charlie Gardner's. So
Right, okay.
looking forward to seeing that.
Okay, well...
Tips?
I don't think it'll be the 120-point victory. I think there might be a little bit of maybe bad kicking for goal. So I'm tipping the Dons, but by 45 points.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Hawthorn, bottom on the ladder, beat them by 116. Yeah.
I'm not going to take anything for granted.
You're really buying into that, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Look, I think you're probably right. I think we'll win by 8 to 10 goals.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Even though we're out of the 8 on percentage, an extra 5 or 6 goals would come in very handy.
We lose
but
this
see
game.
how you go, Dons.
We lose this game.
Yep.
This show's over. We're done.
All of a sudden, you've
No, I'm
made
not-
the stakes
I am not fronting up.
incredibly high.
Well, they should be.
You're doing the non-front up again.
No, I'm not fronting up.
Let me
We-
tell you, that last quarter of the Essendon Richmond game, I was getting a bit concerned that I would have to do this all by myself.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to work this stuff.
We did pick the win in that game, so anyway,
Yeah.
but this one,
All right.
no.
Okay.
No excuses.
All right.
All right then, so thanks for watching and bye for now.
See you next time.
See you later.
Bye.